Freya, not back.
I just
I
saw
hear
it
breath.
move.
There's breath coming from Freya.
Wait, what?
I see the yellow thing moving.
I just heard a Freya voice.
Freya,
Yeah.
are you here? Oh, okay.
There.
Well then, we can continue. The path back to the city is slow. The path you'd walked through the woods before is entirely changed. Where the trees were dying, they are long dead. The path leading you through entire swaths of forest already fallen, creating fields of rotten debris. Before you know it, the city mountain rises in the distance, seemingly untouched by time, despite feeling like you'd been traveling through the ages in the forest. You hop on the cart and you return to the city. The travel finishes in relative silence. Is there anything you would like to do on that cart ride? It is about 1 or 2 hours.
I would like to ask Thava how she ended up in that spot.
Well,
So, how did you get here? That was quite a predicament you were in back there.
mainly I've just been wandering. I don't really know.
So you just randomly walked into the dark, scary forest?
Well, on the way, is it trying to get to somewhere? I don't know. I don't have a.
Was it your I don't know, deity that led you, or
It could have been.
who exactly do you serve?
Let me. Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck is
In
the name of
character.
the deity.
Lualin,
Lualin.
I'm serving fuck.
give me a religion check. Red.
Okay.
I guess everyone who's there who
Mhm.
wants to have a shot at it.
Religion, you say?
This is my face.
Haha, +0.
Yeah, it's a 6.
Oh, 17. Natural 17.
40. I don't care about other gods.
I have a nat 20.
Damn.
Everyone above 15. You have heard of this god. It's almost more of a minor god. But Luanin is the goddess of the moon.
Same.
The goddess of the afterlife, of solitude, sanctuary, of wishes, songs, and stories. Lualin is not commonly worshipped and often forgotten. But there are those who value their legacy and worship her.
I've never met a follower of hers.
Well, I've only recently become a follower.
Good tidbit in the Lord channel as well.
How recently?
Believe about, I suppose, about 5 months.
What have you done before that?
Before that, I was just a town guard of a town past the hills, the mountains rather. Unfortunately, it's no more.
Was it near Antok Ark or the other
It
direction?
was the other way. The blight unfortunately got to it.
That's sad to hear.
I can kind of understand why you would be wandering after something like that happening.
Not something I like to remember.
Beggar, I'm gonna take some time to set up a little spot on the cart to start ritually casting Identify on the potion bottle that I have.
Okay. It is a potion of growth.
Okay, thank you.
And I guess I just give her the boots.
Boots. And I will do the same for the boots.
And I'll hand over
There
the
you go.
scroll.
And the scroll.
I'll give you the boots card. They are the wind run.
The what?
Put it in
Wind
your
Riders.
In the what? Oh, somewhere in the. Whoops.
area.
Okay.
Ooh,
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
fancy.
Reaching the boundary of the city, it appears that the shutdown of the gates has passed. Streams of carts line the city walls, and people stream in and out, similar to how it always was, like ant roads out of the hive. When your cart rolls up to the massive gate, a guardsman walks up to your cart, handing Rond a slip of paper, saluting and turning to his post. Rond doesn't react as he reads it. But after he's done, he falls back into his seat. All tension seems to leave him, and he looks exhausted. He whips the cart forward and rolls through the gate.
What was the spell scroll, Bagger?
Roll me 3d20. Add them together.
Whoa.
It's a 19.
19. It is a first level spell scroll, and it is ooh, hold on. Wait, why did this not... Oh. There we go. It is a command spell scroll.
I'll hand it back to Tharva. Thava.
Wow.
It's not. It's a command spell. It's a first level spell, but decently handy.
Does anyone else want it?
Anyone with magic, I believe, should be able to figure out how to make it work.
I guess I'll just hold on to it until someone wants it. And I'll put it somewhere in a pocket somewhere.
After a minute or so of the cart going down the street, Rond stops the cart and turns towards you. This concludes our contract with Quartermains. The order will be by with your pay for the conclusion of the contract. And thank you. I will take care of the cart. You can return to Quartermains or wherever in the meantime.
Well, thank you, first of all. But I think that I'll kind of look at the others as well. But I think that we should also point out that one of your members, Lunacasta, may still be in a little bit of trouble.
Well, we will find her. Eventually, we always do.
All right. Well,
Thank you for your concern.
looking in the prisons and the highest level of the city might be a good place to start.
He raises an eyebrow. We should be able to find her.
Of course.
There are not many prisons in the upper district.
It's
Shouldn't
been an adventure.
shouldn't we just go with Rond and tell Catherine what happened? She's been fighting with us.
Catherine knows. He holds up the slip of paper. It is from her. The summoning was partially successful. You still will be alright. Though it seems that some of her memory is not. Regardless, a victory is a victory, and you should celebrate it as such.
Maybe it'll feel like one tomorrow.
You are, of course, always welcome at the guild. And he gives you a curt bow.
Bow back a little bit as kind of an acknowledgement and just turn around and very slowly start walking again. Until someone's like, okay, this is too slow, and
come on now.
eventually is like,
You manage to make your way about halfway through the lower district. When suddenly
oh my
the
gosh.
earth shakes. Dust and small debris rains down from the ceiling above, and the district erupts in panic. Fearful voices echo all around you. Everyone seems confused. Roll me a perception roll, please.
Oh god.
Everyone?
Did we at
Everyone
least
who
get a
wants to.
short rest during that ride?
Nope.
Oh god.
24, I think.
19.
8.
5. Carrot
Everyone
getting drank.
above a 20, though. Is anyone other than Thava above a 20?
Mine's actually a 3.
Nope,
What?
I'm on 19, so.
The impact seemed to have been somewhere above, off to the right, up on the district above you, close to the center.
That can't be good.
Towards the upper district?
Yes. Well, the medial district, the district directly above you. You are still in the lower district.
Is there buildings around that I could start slingshotting up towards the middle district?
Well, you
Get there
could
quicker?
either go back towards the sunlit part and try to make your way up there. But your best shot might be to just ascend the central shaft, if it is at all possible.
Okay, I'll start moving that way.
Slowly.
Not if I use my grappling hook at all. Then I can move as much as my grappling hook. I just can't walk. My legs are tired, man.
As you slingshot up and make your way closer, you see roughly where the debris has fallen from small clouds of dust still in the air. And it suddenly dawns on you. Your eyes widen. It's about where Quartermains should be. The central shaft, as you reach it, is flooded with people. A wave of panicked, fearful faces rushes out of the chain lift and down the long staircases to the sides. It's almost impossible for you to stem against the tide. But just as you reach the base of the central support, a chain lift arrives, spilling another wave of people out into the streets. Before the gates close again, you take the opportunity and slip into the empty chain lift. Another impact hits during your ascent. You feel the vibrations much more harshly. For a moment you fear the chain lift stopping, or even breaking. But it ascends the last 100 feet. More people clamber in as the gate opens at the medial district. Though not nearly as many as there must have been before. You push your way past them towards the street leading to your home. Smoke rises there and you imagine the worst. What even is the worst? Just as Quartermains would come into view, there is a flash of light. Another rumble shakes through the foundations and a wave of sudden cold heat barrels down the street. You see in front of you debris, a pile of rubble and destruction where a block of houses used to be. There's nothing left of the nearby market. The entire plaza scorched black. And beyond, Quartermains. You suppress a chuckle. After all that, Quartermain stands there completely untouched. The air around it shimmers, still charged by the blast. Hands suddenly pull you into the shadow behind a stack of crates. And you look into the panicked face of Aelith. Are you crazy? They'll see you. Through a small crack past the crates, he points towards the mound of rubble. 3 figures stand there among the destruction. At the top, a dark figure you could have easily mistaken for debris. It stands there completely unmoving, save for its cloak, which almost appears to bleed into smoke. To its right stands a figure that unmistakably caused this destruction. A knight wreathed in sparking lightning. You can feel the charge of electricity even from here. He paces back and forth, seemingly frustrated. The third figure stands by the dark figure's side, as if keeping to its shadow. A small robed woman with an elaborately horned helm. Cracking suddenly thrums deep vibrations through the ground. Shimmering gates appear, surrounding the field of rubble. You've seen these before at the observatory. Guardsmen begin stepping out through the glistening boundary. Each one brings a considerable force to bear, and by now there is close to 100 of them. You've never seen this many in one place. It's quite a harrowing sight. The chorus of panicked voices now mingles with shouted orders and chanted spells, creating a cacophony the likes you've never heard. This is what war must sound like. In unison, the bishops summon an iridescent blue shield radiating from the wall of guards. And not long after, as one, they all charge. The figure at the top of the pile, as if in defiance, stands immobile, completely unmoved by this apparent display of resistance. Within a few moments, Polythreme's defenders close the gap, a wave of shimmering armor rushing up the mound of rubble. The lightning-wreathed warrior moves like a flash in front of his master to intercept, but in vain. The guardsmen, in the midst of their charge, fall. Like puppets whose strings have been cut, they clatter to the ground. They never even reach the top. As the bishops fall last, silently grasping at their chest. Out of the cacophony emerges a single chant, a rhythm. Even less, a single word endlessly repeated, echoing. Those of you who know magic, you know this ancient word. Even for a wizard of the academy, speaking this word is an accomplishment, an achievement. To see it so effortlessly spoken seems unreal. To cast power word death on such a scale defies belief. The words fade into nothing. The lightning-wreathed warrior approaches the other robed woman. He looks once more to Quatermains untouched.
I cannot break the ward. Star-blessed witch, where's the other?
I have lost her in the grove. Someone intervened. She may yet be there.
Good. The figure...
At the top, finally speaks.
We need only the one.
He turns then to the rest of the city.
City of arrogance, built upon corpses, upon the remains of a better age. In your high towers of fleeting decadence, you have forgotten. Forgotten your purpose. Forgotten the sacrifice, our sacrifice. Again you've given into corruption, willingly, forsaking your future. Deliver the Celestials, and we will do right. May the God of Nord awaken, and be merciful in our rebirth.
With those words, the three figures suddenly vanish, as if they'd never been there, leaving behind only their terrible destruction.
Did anybody else come up, or was that all of us that went up there?
Yeah.
It's all of you.
Okay. I'm going to look for Kara.
And Ayla.
Yeah, they're all you're all together basically.
We need to get back into Quatermains right now.
His face unbelievably pale. Ada just nods and starts walking.
There's
The mound of rubble is now sheathed in this almost carpet of armored corpses, bearing still the colors of the guard of Polythreme.
Just keep going.
You make your way past the destruction towards the gate of Quatermains.
But
You pull at the door, and it swings open.
step in if it's open.
You are seemingly home.
Make sure that Kara comes in, and then I'm just going to try and grab her hand. And again, I'm moving super slow, so it's not that much force behind it. But we need to talk. Let's go.
What?
I think we all need to talk, to be honest, but
I'm just going to ignore pretty much everyone else and try and grab Kara. I'm gonna try and see if I can drag her upstairs.
Okay. Do you
But
follow along?
I mean,
Yeah, she let herself
Yeah.
drag upstairs.
Soleil says nothing, but if anyone looked into his face, he would just see sheer horror.
I was gonna drag
Just-
Soleil along after them.
I'm just following the group.
well, I want to make sure that the case is still in my room, but I'm still dragging Kara.
It is.
Okay,
Nothing inside Quartermain seems any different than before.
perfect. Okay. Then I'll turn back to Kara. Kara, your holy symbol.
Yes.
Is that a piece of horn there? Is that it?
Well, her holy symbol is
Oh, no,
in her
it's not.
armor, but the
Oh, right.
amulet
The
that
amulet.
she bought of the hunters.
The
Yes.
amulet that you have there.
Yes. What's
Something was done to it.
done?
Yes. Yes. No, there's 3 out there. We're looking for you. As best I can assume. There was a moment where something happened, and someone intervened and did something to your necklace there, your amulet.
What? How did I not? I didn't see anyone.
Right. Time had stopped, as best as I could figure.
Right.
Did this person do anything else?
Well, they broke the crystal. It was holding Estevil's soul.
Well, that kind of explains that mystery.
And they took the knowledge with them. And said there was going to be a bit of a party that we didn't want to miss. Potentially it could have been that out there. But that we'd need to make sure to get here, so they did something to your amulet.
What did they do?
It glowed. I touched it. It glowed really, looked like it was burning, and then went back to normal, seemingly.
You think this has something to do with what they said about celestials or something?
How did this person look like?
They were wearing a cloak. Couldn't really see much of them. Pale skin.
Right.
I apparently know them,
You do?
but I don't remember it. So he says. It really doesn't sit well with me that there's apparently knowledge in my head that I don't have anymore.
Well, it seems like they are on our side.
I'm not so sure about that. It's probably more side of whatever gets them what they want in the end of the day. But if I have to go by what happened in the grove and the armor that we saw, I can only presume that they're looking for you.
Why would they be looking for me?
I was hoping you might know the answer to that.
Did those people seem familiar to me.
Not at all.
Any idea why someone would be looking for you?
No.
Right. Well, keep the amulet on, I suppose. I don't know how long whatever happened to it would work and keep up, but I'd strongly suggest keeping it on unless you want to have a conversation with those three.
Can you perhaps identify it?
Yeah, can I feel
Whatever.
anything different about the amulet?
You don't feel anything.
Can I use my divine sense to... I mean, it says feel celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet, but like...
It
I don't know.
doesn't. There's no good nor evil that radiates off the amulet.
I can see if I can figure out what happened to it. But this individual did seem to be a bit beyond my abilities, so I'm not sure how much. Don't want to get your hopes up on that. But I don't want you to take it off, so just sit there, and I'll work on trying to cast Identify with her still wearing it
Mm-hmm.
to see if I get anything from it.
You do feel a somewhat familiar signature. It is definitely a magical item, one that you have seen before, possibly. This amulet has been turned into an amulet of proof against detection and location. What's fascinating, however, is that despite Kara's knowledge, it is attuned to her.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Well, it's it's been transformed a bit into an amulet that would keep people from being able to detect you through magical means. It has attuned itself to you, or this being attuned it to you.
Right. That's strange. What were those people even doing out there?
Trying to get in.
They mentioned that there was that we've forgotten the sacrifice and we gave into corruption. Looking for the Celestial, although I'm not sure why they wanted to come here specifically if they knew that you were in the Grove, so there's something else here. Might have to talk to Reginald about that.
Oh, they were looking for a celestial.
That's what they said. They were looking. They said deliver the Celestial.
Right.
Right. Maybe Reginald will have some insight into this. And I'm going to walk past very slowly and try and find Reginald.
As you pass away, he's just staring at the wall, and you're pretty sure that he hasn't heard anything that's been talked about.
Perfect.
His eyes are just like wide open.
1,000 yards
The
there.
slightest, the tiniest slits of pupils, just staring at the wall.
This is Reginald's room, right?
Yep.
I'll look in
just-
Reginald's room.
Leads Slay back to his room then.
The room is locked.
Yes,
Knock
Late
on it.
just
You knock, but you will receive no response.
Okay, then I'll check the sitting room.
Downstairs?
No,
Oh,
right
the
here.
library. No.
Sure,
This
sure.
There's nothing
I'm
in
just
the
going
sitting
through
room,
the.
But through the windows, you see out to the destruction outside. There are more guards now, picking through the fallen. As you look through, you catch the eyes of a bishop that, through his helmet, seems to be looking your way.
Back away. Let's go check the library.
Inside the library, you see Reginald sitting on a couch. And as you move past the bookcases, you see that instead of the table in the middle, there is now a bed. In that bed lies the scorched woman
Oh, okay, that's right.
that you retrieved from the comet.
So they. Reginald.
Oh, you've returned.
Yes.
How did things go?
We finished our task.
Completely? Contract is completed?
Contract is complete. They said they would be sending someone
Oh,
for
marvelous.
payment. Reginald,
I
are
knew
you
you could do
aware
it.
of any of the what's been going on outside?
Well, it was a terrible commotion inside, but I've been tending to our guest here.
Yes.
They said that you, in fact, found her. Quite the curious case. I've never seen wounds like this. They recover slow. Even by magical means, I've never seen such. There's something very different about her, yes. Something very different. She
Right.
has not woken at all. Her mind seems far away.
Reginald, do you maintain the whatever shields or runic magic that protects Quartermains?
Well, you mean just protection?
Did you create it?
Quartermain?
Yeah, did you do the
I know it's water, but to be honest, I've forgotten.
No surprise there. Right. Well, there's a lot of dead bodies, I think, outside.
Out in front of the doors,
Yes.
right out.
Mhm.
What? So then, who was that then? Who caused that commotion?
There were 3 individuals.
No, seems like no challenge for the guards of Quartermains.
Right. No, that's
quite
what you
true.
would think that, but
Oh, they are expertly trained, especially against magic users.
yes, except they kept repeating over and over a power word that killed magical word that just instantly killed people.
Oh, 3 people, you say, repeatedly? I mean, it sounds preposterous. Even the
I-
greatest wizard can only conjure so many power words.
Oh, they killed hundreds of the guards.
That's not possible. Hundreds?
If you
There are
look
only
out,
a few hundred in the city.
well, there's at least they had come in through these like magical doors, gates that kind of appeared.
Yes, they use a special version of the arcane gate.
So maybe
I believe
it's
only the
hundreds.
bishops are capable of it.
All right, there are some bishops out there now. There were some bishops that died. They're all. If you look out the window out front, you'd probably see them all there.
He begins stroking his beard. Bishops in the Mediocre district. Quite curious. Yes.
There's lots of explosions.
Well, there was a lot of shaking.
So much slower than him.
Well, that's so level of production I wouldn't have imagined. Nowhere near this kind of. Did not notice at all.
Oh, they were
That's
trying
why
to get in here, Reginald.
Oh, were they? Oh. Well, that is unfortunate. I can't help to feel hardly responsible for. It really is quite a lot of bodies.
Yes.
Should probably offer my expertise. Go and help with the bishop's work. You just, dear, you look terrible. By the way, you should.
I feel
probably-
terrible. Yes.
Yes, yes. I'll take care of this. I'll talk.
I'm gonna go back into the library with the with our guests and just sit down and try and doze off there. But after a little bit of staring at this wounded woman.
Yeah, she's still unrecognizable.
Meantime, kind of led Soleil into his room.
It's like steering a robot.
I don't. I mean, that was horrible, but. Here. I'll just kind of like tuck him into bed, I guess. I don't know what else to do.
I mean, yeah, I guess he just lies down like fully clothed and just stares at the
Yeah.
ceiling now.
Red like lightly drapes the blanket over you.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my very last spell slot. Cast Enhance ability on your wisdom. Sleep without friends. Be a new day in the morning. Sleep without dreams, I meant. I'm so tired. Sleep without dead friends. Sleep without dreams, whatever.
But you get a reaction. He blinks once.
So,
Should
anything
go
else
back.
anyone wants to do before I'm assuming you settle down for a long.
Kara's
I wanna-
sitting on Evelyn's bed, starts drinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to get more out of it. That was unsatisfactory.
Poor Thava's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you just stand in the middle of this like mansion, and it's like everyone's just sort of left. And,
There are hundreds of people dead.
that was also quite the view. Also.
Oh my gosh.
Still like what? This is new.
Welcome to Quartermain.
It's not that new because she lost her village. Just kidding. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. That hurt.
wow.
Oh god.
Savage.
Oh,
Good
fuck.
thing that was in character, right?
Good thing you're like comatose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep in the library. And that's what will be what I go for my long rest.
I was debating heavily whether or not it's a little bit too recent. But as you complete this long rest, you gain another level.
Oh, nice.
Except for Kara, she needs another fight.
Okay, yeah.
Rude.
Cool, level up.
I do want to interview Kara a little bit more, though. If that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kara, look. Is she already like halfway through a bottle?
Probably. It's probably eating the end of the first.
Probably.
I assume that she's a relatively fast drinker.
Yeah, probably. I say she can also drink a lot. Well, I guess her clone isn't that great, but she's drinking a lot, so
Practice.
yeah.
I mean, we've all tried to be respectful of, whatever's going on. But I don't know how to say this. Well, as you know, I like to talk a lot and tell stories and this and that. But one of the important things I learned from one of my teachers, and I'm only starting to realize, is sometimes it's important to listen to people's stories. I don't know if you want to tell yours, but I think it's important you do. So if you don't mind, I'll sit here and I won't talk, and as hard as that'll be for me, I'd really love to hear yours.
Not much to tell. Just-
Rhett's just gonna continue like staring you down until you stop talking. He's gonna not talk for once.
Just lost my home. To something. I don't even know. It's this darkness. I know. Why would these people be looking for me? I don't know.
You told me once that you were a bad paladin.
Failed.
Failed your home?
You heard what she said. The garden is dying.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand what that meant.
It's the place I come from.
Give me a religion check. Right.
Okay.
Oh.
19 straight.
It sounds otherworldly, but in terms of religion, you realize you never really asked what deity she served. In this talk of a garden, you have heard of a garden before. It's actually somewhat commonly worshipped, the Garden of Souls.
Is there a deity that's associated with that?
Yeah, it's in the lore channel if you want to.
Okay, got it.
It's
Garden
that,
is the
yeah,
soul.
the PDF.
It is the god.
Gotcha.
The Garden of Heart / Heart of Soul.
And why do you think that you failed the garden?
Because the garden is dying. It's not safe. I was there to protect it.
Where is there? Is that like just there in general, as in here, or like? Just like help me understand. I don't, quite come from your background and where you're from and all that.
I don't know how to explain this place. Not anywhere in this world.
So, but you were there?
Yes.
And how did you come to be here then with us?
I was thrown out. I had to make a choice to protect a garden. We had to pray something and took well, I had to pay a price. Couldn't stay there anymore. So we were thrown out to here.
That was the price?
That was a consequence of the price. Thought it was enough, or I had hoped it was enough, but apparently not. The garden shouldn't be closed.
No, doesn't sound like it should be. Again, not knowing too much about it, is there anything that we can do to help? It sounds like everything here is related.
Maybe. There's nothing I've found yet. The world here is just so much threatened by the darkness.
The darkness, like the blight, or like those people out there that did that, or
I think it's the blight. But I mean, it must have something to do with that. I don't know if there's anything we can do. Seems pretty hopeless. Just fix their... That's it.
did you say makes me sad? I didn't quite catch that because it cut out.
Oh, no, she just takes another sip
Oh.
of her drink.
Yeah, it's big. Well, I don't know about all that, but it seems like we make progress all together. Like this thing that we just did, I mean, it was big. And maybe it helped, maybe it didn't. But we're doing something.
I guess.
I don't have any solutions, obviously. But will you at least continue to talk to me and everybody else about it? And
Don't
you
know.
see how much we've done already?
Sure. Don't know what there's talk about.
Well, that's the thing. It's the talking that makes a difference sometimes. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's telling the story, remembering those who have sacrificed and those who've done great things, and I
I'd
don't know.
rather not remember.
I understand that. Things that I'd rather not remember as well, but what we go through is part of who we are, I suppose. And it's not like things like that can ever really be forgotten, so sometimes better just to get them out and I don't know, let the memory, well, let it be shared, I guess is a good way to put it. Like, you do some amazing things, and so does Soleil, and so does Evelyn. Together we can share all this craziness. We have to.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But not tonight. I should
No.
go to sleep.
Yeah, for sure. I won't talk about anything that we talked about, but you know,
Thanks.
we're all trying to get through it together.
Yeah.
With that, he'll just kind of like lean back thinking and strumming random things to his own thoughts, you know, putting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess Kara will get up and walk to her bedroom. And can she, like, try to reach out to her patron? Just kind of like try to feel if there's something, if there's something there, if he's still alive, or I mean,
Yeah,
obviously.
give me. I'd say roll your main casting stat. So I think for you that's charisma.
Yes. In theme of today's session,
Ooh.
that's a 5.
Oh no.
You feel heat. There's something there. The connection is obviously still there. You have your power still.
Yeah.
But it seems so far away, so unreachable.
Yeah, it just passes out eventually.
Okay. I would say we end today's session there.
Beggar!
Ah,
Beggar, what are you doing to us?
That voice is. I was worried because it was gonna happen at the end of the session, but this voice, which that
This voice.
is so it's very straining on the throat. So I was hoping that it gets to that when my throat isn't itching or anything, because otherwise I probably would have coughed in the middle of it.
That would have taken away of the epicness, I guess.
It was all good.
just evil monologue and then. Where was I?
Oh, no.
Just make it like a Darth Vader,
In the first age,